Hello everyone, it's Brooke from Gundy Gym. I just wanted to give a quick little lesson on what I like to call the nutrition hierarchy. So if you're thinking about just eating healthier, or if you want to lose or gain weight, these would kind of be the steps that you could take to get there, starting at the bottom, moving up. Also, how dedicated and motivated you are determines how high up in the hierarchy you will want to go. So our first step in the ladder here. So what I recommend everyone start with at least, is just to make more nutritious food choices. So what does that mean? We want to have lean proteins. So a higher percentage of lean to fat with your ground beef and things like that. Chicken breast, chicken is a great source of protein. Some dairy products, fish. So we want to get that lean protein in. Well, and not a lot of the fats with the proteins. But then that takes us to the fats that we do want. They're called MUFAs, or monounsaturated fatty acids. And so those would be like your nuts, your seeds, avocados, nut butters, things like that. They all have the healthy fats, which are really important to our body, hormone production. Our brain uses a lot of fats. So it's important to keep those fats in your diet, but we wanna make sure to have the right kinds of fats. And then that takes us to complex carbs. So we want whole grain, whole wheat when we're choosing bread, pasta, rice, things like that. And then we want a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. The thing with the complex carbs, it has the fiber still attached to it. So it helps us just digest it more slowly to reduce blood sugar spikes. So that's the first step, and I recommend everyone do that if you want to be healthier. Just try to make better choices and more nutritious choices with what you're eating. Then the next step up would be calorie tracking. So if you're making the nutritious choices, but you're not gaining weight or losing weight or maintaining, whatever your goal is, then the next step might be to do some calorie tracking. One word of caution: if you do have a history of disordered eating, I would err on the side of caution with this. Maybe not go there. But if you want to see some more results, then calorie tracking might be the next step. And then so for this, it's good to work with either a personal trainer or a dietitian, or there are some calorie calculators online, but it's best to work with a professional who specializes in this. So for calorie tracking, you want to take your basal metabolic rate. So that is the calories that your body burns if you just laid around all day, didn't do anything. Because you need a lot of calories to do just, basic functions inside the body. So you take your basal metabolic rate, add on your total daily energy expenditure. So let's say, if you're sitting all day at a desk, you're gonna burn a lot less calories than someone who is doing, hard manual labor all day. So that takes that into account in how often you exercise, things like that. And then you add or subtract calories depending on your goal. So for example, I'm trying to gain lean muscle right now, so I'm going to want to add calories for my goal. If you want to lose weight, you're going to want to subtract calories. But then if you're trying to just maintain your weight, then usually you don't need to do that. You just want to eat the calories that you come up with when you add basal metabolic rate and total daily energy expenditure. So that's our calorie tracking. If you've done that for a while and you want a more serious approach, like if you're focusing on recomposing your body, just changing kind of what it looks like, where you're storing fat, where you have muscle, things like that, then I would recommend going into the macro tracking. So macros are the protein, carbs, and fats like we talked about down here. But you either find a percentage of your calories from each one, or you can do how many grams of each, and then you kind of track that throughout the day. So with both of these, I recommend MyFitnessPal because it's super easy to be able to track those things. Or if you just want to handwrite things too, that's totally fine. It's what works best for you. Your macro tracking, you're just tracking the protein, the amount of carbs, and the amount of fat that you're having in your diet, just to kind of recompose the body. Let's see. Yeah, then our last one would be nutrient timing. So once you got the macro tracking down, then we can go more into nutrient timing. So that is when you are eating those macros. So for example, a lot of people, bodybuilders especially, they don't like to have fats around the times that they're working out because they're slower digesting. So that was something that would go into effect, having a post-workout meal, a pre-workout, intra-workout. A lot of times that's more if you're going into bodybuilding or you're a higher level athlete, then you want to consider nutrient timing more than just the general population would. So yeah, so those are kind of the steps. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. I'd love to work with some people too, anywhere in this hierarchy. So yeah, feel free to ask questions or make comments or anything. And yeah, thank you.